Hello everyone. Our today's video is about active and passive voice. What is a voice? In English grammar, voice is a way in which you choose to say something or the voice that you use to express something. Sentences in the active voice tell us something that a person or thing does. Active voice. The active voice is more direct, clear, and concise. Subject is the doer in the active voice. For example, the teacher asked questions. Sam is cleaning the room. Active voice sentences follow this structure: subject, verb, object. Sarah eats apples. In active voice, the subject actively performs the action. Mentioning a subject is very important in active voice sentences. Passive voice. A verb is said to be in passive form when it receives the action. The object is the doer in the passive voice. Example: questions were asked by the teacher. The room is being cleaned by Sam. Sentences in the passive voice tell us something that is done to the object, which can be things or persons. This is the complete structure of passive voice. Let's see step by step how passive voice sentences are formed. The subject and object exchange their positions. The verb takes on the suitable past participle form. Suitable helping verb is added according to the number and person of object. A subject is introduced with by in a passive sentence. So in passive voice sentences, the sentence starts with object and the subject is passive in the sentence. While talking about active and passive voice, it is important to talk about transitive and intransitive verbs. Transitive verbs require one or more objects, whereas intransitive verbs do not require an object. Passive voice. Only transitive verbs which have a direct object can be used in the passive voice. For example, transitive verb stolen. Somebody has stolen the crown. Passive voice: the crown has been stolen by somebody. Intransitive verbs do not have passive form because they do not have an object. For example, intransitive verb slept. Active form: the tired traveler slept peacefully. The passive form of this sentence is not possible because it does not have the object. Some examples of intransitive verbs: Rija felt very tired. It has stopped raining. They seem confused about something. The chief guest disappeared after the party. Children laughed at the joke. This table gives examples of sentences in the active and passive voice. Active voice sentence of simple present is he makes pots. When we change it into passive voice, it will become pots are made by him. We have added helping verb are and by before the subject, before him. Active sentence of present continuous tense is he is making pots. In passive voice, it will become pots are being made by him. Active sentence of present perfect tense is he has made pots. Passive sentence of present perfect tense will become pots have been made by him. For perfect continuous tense, we have all the active sentences, but we do not have passive voice. Simple past active sentence is he made pots. Passive of simple past, pots were made by him. Past continuous, he was making pots. Passive sentence of past continuous, pots were being made by him. Past perfect active sentence, he had made pots. Past perfect passive voice sentence, pots had been made by him. Active sentence of simple future tense, he will make pots. Passive, pots will be made by him. Future continuous tense, he will be making pots. We don't have passive voice for future continuous tense. Future perfect tense, he will have made pots. Passive voice, pots will have been made by him. In order to learn the transformation of sentences from active to passive, you need to learn this chart very well. And for that purpose, you need to practice this exercise which I am giving you now. Copy this tense chart in your notebook, but change the example by using a different sentence. Your second task is change these active voice sentences into passive voice. This task should not be difficult for you at all if you have already practiced task 1. The sentences which you have to change into passive voice are: he has written a new book. The car knocked down the old man. Your friends will remember your generosity. The board has declared the result of class 9. The guard closed the massive doors of the hall. The governor inaugurated the museum. Let's have a quick review of today's lesson. The topic of today's lesson was active voice and passive voice. We have talked about the term voice. Then we have given some explanation of active voice and passive voice. We have seen the structure of active and passive voice. We have also revised the transitive and intransitive verbs, and we have seen that only transitive verbs can be changed into passive form. We have also studied a table of tenses to see how the sentences can be transformed into passive form according to different tenses. And at the end, I have given you some tasks to practice the active and passive voice.